can't believe it. That did not supposed to do that. I mean, the rotation mechanism never malfunctioned like that before. The entrance to the slide is supposed to scan each one of your pup collars and identify your personal vehicle. I should have kept consistent maintenance on it. This is all my fault. Ryder, it's not your fault. I just did not know how this has happened. I mean, this is the first time I ever seen that happen like this. I mean, who could have done it? I don't know. I really don't know, Chase. This is bad. Oh, God. Chase tried his best to confront him while he tried to hold himself together. Rocky, with tear-stained eyes, was searching something on Ryder's pup pad, tapping his paw here and there to access the screen. The words that had been spoken by an unknown voice still rung around his head. Those who gaze upon the moon as I pass shall soon find that nice to be their last. He thought to himself while trying to decipher the terrible riddle. Then his eyes widened as realization settled on him. He began to search. A flying ghost ship passing by moon. A picture of the exact same ghost ship passing the moon appeared on the screen in an electronic article. Guys, I know this is a bad time, but you need to hear from this. What is it?
Is this something that you need to tell us, Rocky? Because it's not going to be one of those jokes.
No, I'm serious. I know what is exactly the reason why Rubber was killed. Okay, I pulled up an article on a ghost ship we saw since a few hours ago. And it says, not many have seen a paranormal scene, but if you do happen to see it, it's considered to be a bad omen. To those who have seen the ship float past the moon have either been involved into a freak accident that led to their deaths or worst, murdered. The reporter who captured this photo were found by next day hanging from the flagpole by intense. Oh, that's bad. I mean, how do you get hanged by your intense? No, that's not what I said, Zuma. I said intense. You know, your body parts, okay? Oh, okay. But how does it feel? I don't know. It's like you're... I don't want to describe it because it's too horrifying to tell. Anyways, according to the legend, the name of a ship that is called the Reaper. The Reaper was a pirate ship that belonged to a pirate that went by the name Bloodbeard. Bloodbeard was a cold-blooded pirate. He murdered the innocent and took from them, no matter the circumstances. One night, after privileging the town, which is known as the Adventure Bay, the king ordered him to be found and executed. Bloodbeard and his crew tried to sail away using a dark night and cloudy sky as cover, but the clouds moved from the front of the moon, and the light shining from it illuminating the ocean, giving away the pirates' position. The king's sailors fired the barge and the cannonballs from the piper and sunk the Bloodbeard ship, leaving no trace of the pirates. Rocky looked back at the picture of the ship in the article. His eyes were considering hard, as if he had seen the vessels before. This ship, if I can remember right, it's the same ship that Zuma was trapped under when he was saving the merpups. Huh. I feel like I have a deja vu.
So does this mean that whoever saw the ship pass the moon will die?
Exactly, Sky. Exactly. Rocky set the pup pad down before lowering his head in silence. The ghost, it's real. Tears began to fill his eyes again as he continued. I should have sided with you guys. I should have teased you for believing. If I would have agreed, then maybe Ryder would have taken it more seriously and Rubble would have been killed. I really want him back. I want Rubble back. I was just as scared as you guys. The difference is you were all brave enough to admit it. I may be the coward. The coward who teases friends for being scared. My own friends. It should have been me who went down the slide and...
It's Rocky. Stop. Just stop. You're hurting us.
I'm sorry. I just want Rubble back. I'm just scared as everybody else. But how did you guys get so brave all of a sudden, even if I don't even know what it takes to be a brave pup? You just have to trust your heart. Because that's how a way to make you brave. I understand, Chase. I should have been done all this stuff like this before, but why am I always been the coward of the entire Paw Patrol? I could barely even went to the water.
Remember that time you went to the glaciers and you got yourself freeze?
Have I?
Yes, don't you remember?
Water for freezing. We need to warm him up fast. Oh, hot water bottle. Here you go, Rocky. That feels good.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I thought I was basically, because I was freezing.
But Rocky, please. Don't ever say that again, please.
None of us blame you or Ryder. Alright? Said Chase while Marshall nodded with agreement behind him. An important detail clicked in the Dalmatian's mind. Guys, we all saw it.
That's right. Us, Captain Turbot, Alex, Mr. Porter, Katie, Callie, Mayor Goodway, and Chicoletta.
Oh, we all saw it. Oh, shit. Mayor Goodway. I kind of forgot. He quickly picked his putt pad up off the floor and tried to call the mayor. Wait, how come you remember everything, Zuma?
Because I just know one thing to another when a chocolate Labrador knows anything for it too. Marshall told me everything about it.
What else do you remember? And you know what else I should basically tell you? Is that you keep sneezing every single time, even if you're allergic. I wasn't allergic. Okay, you know what? You're right. I mean, I did sneeze a lot, but that's just allergies for feathers. Alright? Okay. Mayor's not going to answer the call because I'm pretty sure the Reaper basically got her too, in my guess. So, we're going to have to go check on the others. Once we're all together, we can try to find a safe place. I'll go check on Mayor Goodway and Chicoletta. Chase and Marshall, you two go and check on Alex and Mr. Porter. Sky Zuma, you check on Captain Turbot. Rocky and Oh. That's right, Rubble wasn't here. It's okay, Ryder. I'll go check on Katie alone. Are you sure? Yeah, I'm positively. I'm done being scared all the time. I need to be brave. Alright. Paw Patrol is on a roll. Ryder announced with not even a tintiest bit of enthusiasm and happiness that he normally shows when he's saying the phrase. Spy Chase headed for the slide. Wait! Don't take the slides. I don't want to take any chances. He pulled up the pup pad and began tapping across the screen. But sir, how will we get down? The slide and the elevator are the only ways down. But the power is out. This will take a sec. Okay. Auxiliary power on! The power all around the lookout flashed back on, and the sound of some machines wiring and the computers booting out could be heard. Ryder ran into the elevator with the 5 following him, and they descend to the ground floor. As the elevator opened, Ryder wore a serious expression. Pups, please be careful, said Ryder. The 5 slowly nodded. There's no way I can get my ATV, so I guess I have to... Oh. I'm gonna have to take Rubble's rig. Okay, pups, let's head outside, he commanded. The 5 pups exited through the automatic doors as they opened and closed. Once outside, they waited for Ryder to join them. As Ryder walked towards the exit doors, the doors would not budge.
Those who gaze upon the moon as I pass shall soon find that night to be their last.
Ryder's heart stopped upon hearing the familiar voice, and once again, the power within the lookout has shut off again.
The 5 pups stared worriedly at the entrance of the lookout, wondering why Ryder had not yet emerged and why the power had once again shut off. Curious, Chase made his way over to the double doors. Ryder, sir? Are you coming? Ryder quickly tried to force the doors open with his hands. He struggled and grunted, using every ounce of his strength. But the doors still did not part. He reached into his pocket and pulled out his pup pad to try and reactivate the auxiliary power once again. But once he tapped his screen, he found that the device would not power on.
No,
he thought to himself as he continued tapping the black screen. He pushed himself up against the entrance doors. Pups, the power is out again! I think it's the ghost pirate. I heard the voice. He gulped. I can't reactivate the power. I don't know what's going to happen to me, but I need the 5 of you to continue this mission without me. The 5 pups gasped, all running to the entrance doors, leaning and banging on them. No, Ryder, we're not leaving without you, said Chase. We can't lose another member, cried Marshall. This is an order, Ryder yelled in a very harsh manner. He never once had to use a tone of this nature or raise his voice with them, and they were all very shocked. Chase wanted to argue back, to tell him that he could not obey this order, but he knew that Ryder had made up his mind for them to go. It was not going to back down. With sorrow-filled eyes, he turned to face the others. We need to go, he said, gaining a surprised look from the others. What? We just can't leave Ryder, Sky argued. These are our orders. We have to obey. It's what Ryder wants. Another second we're here is another second the others could be in danger. The others stared at the ground. They knew Chase was right. Marshall, if it's all right with you, I'd like to pair up with Sky and check on the porters. I have something important I need to talk to her about. Do you mind pairing up with Zuma? The Dalmatian lowered his ears. "Sure, that's fine," he replied, lowering his head sadly. Chase noticed Marshall's expression and wanted to question it, but instead decided to brush it off. He proceeded to walk to his vehicle with the others, following behind, heading to their designated areas as well. As the group walked around to their pup houses, they couldn't help but notice the slide decorated with blood, sliced bones, and entrails that came from their close friend. They tried their best to keep it together as memories of his horrible death came flooding back. With these terrible memories, their worry for Ryder only increased. Zuma, Chase, Rocky, and Marshall each approached their pup house and pressed the switch that caused them to transform into their vehicles. Sky hopped into the back of Chase's police cruiser. She didn't want to take her helicopter for obvious reasons. The four lined their vehicles up in a horizontal row. "Once either of you find any of the others, safe or otherwise, just contact the rest of us," said Chase. The other three simply nodded. With that said, the five turned to look at the lookout once more.
Please be safe, Ryder.
Ryder turned around and stared into the dark as he heard metallic footsteps inching closer. He focused his eyes and saw blue light in the distance. "Robo-Dog?" he shouted in excitement as he noticed the robotic dog walking closer to him. "Boy, am I glad to see..." His excitement changed to worry as he realized something. "Wait, I don't remember activating you," he said with wide eyes. As Robo-Dog inched closer, Ryder's pup pad began to ring. "It's working now?" Ryder said to himself, completely confused. He fumbled around in his pockets before pulling the device out. As he gazed at the screen, his expression became even more confused to see a cartoon bloody skull icon as the pup pad continued to ring. He hesitated a moment before answering. Once he answered, video feed of Bloodbeard appeared on the screen. The pirate just stood there in one spot, breathing heavily for what seemed like minutes before the pup pad shut off again. Ryder had never been more freaked out than now. His state of shock caused him to drop the pup pad to the ground, shattering the screen in the process. Robo-Dog lunged at Ryder, biting his ankle, ripping through his pants leg, and drawing blood. Ryder grunted in pain. He kicked his leg and sent Robo-Dog sailing across the floor. The cybernetic dog hopped back on its feet, yipping and wagging its tail before charging at the boy again. "Robo-Dog, stop!" Ryder commanded while clenching his hurt ankle. The command did not register. Ryder quickly dodged and rolled as Robo-Dog tried to attack him once again, just barely missing his arm. Ryder knew that he couldn't disable the cybernetic dog without his remote, and even if he had the remote, it wouldn't do much good. He stared at his hand, which was printed with blood from his ankle. Robo-Dog attacked once more, this time making contact with Ryder's leg and taking a huge chunk of flesh. "Ugh," Ryder uttered through gritted teeth. The immense pain caused beads of tears to form in his eyes. He was immediately starting to regret his decision of telling the pups to leave. He needed help, and the situation was only starting to look more bleak. Robo-Dog launched himself towards Ryder's face, with blood trickling down his metallic mouth. Ryder caught him with both hands just before Robo-Dog could snap at his face, but the impact caused him to fall onto his back. The metallic monster continued its assault, trying to bite and nip any part of the 10-year-old as Ryder struggled to continue holding him while lying on the floor.
Is this it?
He thought.
I never would have imagined that it would end like this. I'm sorry, Chase, Rocky,
Zuma, Sky, Marshall, and especially you, Rebel.
At that moment, something clicked within Ryder.
No!
Using all of his strength, Ryder threw Robodog with a great amount of force, causing him to collide with a wall a few feet away. Of course, it didn't take the electronic menace long to recover. Ryder, clutching his bleeding leg, quickly limped back over to the entrance doors and picked up his pup pad. Robodog was already heading straight for him. Ryder held the pup pad with both hands, positioning himself in a batter-ready stance. "I'm sorry to do this to you," he said, "but I won't let you tear me away from them." Robodog jumped up towards Ryder's face again. Ryder swung the pup pad with all his might. The pup pad made direct contact with Robodog's head. The metallic menace, along with a grip of glass shards, went spiraling in the air across the room and smashed into a wall. Robodog fell to the floor from the wall. His eye visor blinked a few times before shutting off. Ryder dropped his pup pad to the floor and breathed heavily. He had survived the assault of one of his greatest and most loved creations, but the cost of living came from destroying it. "I suppose I could always build a second version," he said while staring at the floor. He closed his eyes and sighed in relief. At that moment, Robodog's visor blinked back on, and not a second later, his jetpack activated. He shot through the air towards Ryder with great speed. Ryder gasped and looked up with wide eyes. Robodog bit Ryder's neck while passing and ripped his head clear off his shoulders with a powerful force. The metallic monster then smashed into the entrance doors with an impact so great that its metallic body completely shattered, causing it to drop Ryder's severed head to the floor. Ryder's headless body spewed from the top like a volcano as it fell to the floor, already forming a giant puddle. His head was placed a few feet away, bearing the same wide-eyed expression he had just before the murderous monster decapitated him.
I've gathered so much blood from all immortals. They never even decide to think of how much they can see the paranormal. Even if they did, they will conquering my wrath. I had a lot of fun to gather all the entire blood from these infant mortals. Just like I killed the innocents during my living years. How can the one pup really is afraid of everything? He know my ideals and information about it. Pretty sure that pup really needs a little pay visit from me. So many blood to gather with so little time. Would you agree, Rocky?
Katie's eyes shot open wide as she sat up dressed in pajamas in her bed, breathing heavily. She reached over and turned on her lamp. "What a nightmare," she said aloud. "I hope you're having better dreams than me," she said as she turned to look at Callie. Callie wasn't there. "Callie?" Katie called as she began to look in all directions of the room. The lamp then shut off.
Those who gaze at the moon as I pass shall soon find that night to be their last,
uttered a voice that was very unfamiliar to Katie. Katie jumped as she pulled up her covers. "Who's there?" she asked, a little too panicked.
I must still be dreaming.
She thought to herself.
Katie.
Called a voice.
Katie.
Katie got out of her bed with a confused expression and walked to the doorway as she recognized the voice that was calling her. "Rubble?" she said, staring out into the darkness.
Katie, come here. Me and Callie have a surprise for you.